Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Adobe Live, our
Hi.
30-second stream. We're excited. Something's changed, Rufus. What? I don't know.
I don't know.
Something's just not right.
Let's see if the chat notices anything. Yeah.
Let's just wait and see. But I mean, we have this going on. We have Rufus again today, and we have Jing, our guest.
Hey,
how are you doing?
I am all right. How are you guys?
Really well. Excited for the session. Yeah. Rufus
So
Rufus is straight from his designer home.
Yeah, Jing was a guest of ours like 3 years ago, 2017, I think, on Adobe Live. When at that time we still used to do the streams from the Paris office, and the guests could come over to Paris and have a good time in Paris as well. And
that was fun.
At that time, I was streaming with my colleague Michael Shays, who now has moved on to the Creative Cloud app team, and he's actually designing the experience you see when you open the Creative Cloud app. So this new window and everything, that's Michael Shays. So yeah, Jing, so glad to have you back. And maybe Tim can find the link to this old stream, in streaming terms, it's like ages ago.
Well, I'm embarrassed now.
No, it was a great stream.
We had a good time, and there was we had some really meaningful, really educational infographic learning.
Yeah.
And we have more today with another Photoshop Illustrator session. But I can see Rufus is laughing away. So what's going on?
I'm laughing away because, Emma moved to Florence. Yeah. And Rufus has a green screen. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened.
So, I mean, I get Florence without the weather. I get my plants. I don't know what I'm growing, but it's nothing suspicious. And then there's a coffee machine and then just some Germanness. I mean, I'm enjoying this. I wish I could get a bit of the sun as well. But let's carry on. Jing, can you tell us a bit more about yourself, firstly, not what we're doing today, but let's start with where you're based, where you're from, your portfolio, all of that.
Yeah, of course. I used to live in London for 11 or 12 years, and then recently I moved to a town that is looking like that. So it's a town called Knaresborough, just in Northern Yorkshire. So and whilst you guys having lockdown, and then we're having lockdown here as well, so I'm quite enjoying my life in this really beautiful. Well, we don't really go out that often, but I have a much bigger space now. We have a garden, so which is nice because previously we lived in London in just a small flat. So I can imagine we'll be just staring crazy. We still live in London, and then I'm an illustrator, so I've been doing illustration for 10 years. So quite a lot of for advertising, and then mostly infographics, and also for all different clients, including the European Parliament, and also for we've done some work for UN recently as well. So and also some big companies as well. So like HSBC, and also all different companies like Google as well. So just like many of the other illustrators.
Brilliant. Should we go through a bit of your portfolio as well? Did you have anything open that we can kind of look at?
So that's my main website. So that is just a project I've done for Slack, and also that's a project done for ITU, which is an agency that of the UN, so which is great. And then including 7 title animation title, and also I've done personal project for the nature and for the environment. So because we all care about environment.
Slow down. We want to enjoy it. You're scrolling so fast. I'm like, this is great.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
So mostly it's infographic based. It's just an illustration with lots of text.
Yeah, but you're underestimating your work.
It's just lots of details, and then so small. So we're gonna go for it today as well. So it's just mainly on the characters. So there are a few, sometimes animation as well. And then I've got my husband James. He's really good animator. So we work together, and he'll just animate my illustration to make it more fun. And one of the great projects I'm really proud of, and is for Time Magazine, which is Fight for Earth. It's also another environmental subject. And then is just talk about how severe our situation of the climate change, and how what it does to our Mother Earth. So which is like something I'm really really thankful for having this project. So which is a very it's got lots of a meaningful subject, but also sometimes a little bit fun as well. So like this kind of Nintendo, and they just purely just personal project, and they just like you just want to get away with something fun, and whilst you can create something like you often really like, and then you want to get immersed into the games that you really want, and also some kind of a wine cocktail recipe as well, and like loads of these kind of cocktail recipes. So I thought that was a great little bit fun way to introduce different types of culture from the background. For example, like paninis from Venice, and then we don't really talk about the cocktail so much, but enjoy mostly about the background, the culture, and then the like Italy, and for example, and also because I quite like drawing cities and architecture. So I think that would have so much story to tell, like food and music and cocktails. They just have so much culture, so much stories to tell.
So how did you build up this client base, Jing? Can you tell us a little bit more about? I mean, this is a huge project.
Age. We're just getting older. So as you're getting older, you get more clients. So that's, I don't know. I think I use because I publish my work on Behance a lot, and then they brought me lots of great clients, and every time I'm proud of a project, I'll just get onto Behance and publish them, and then
I have to stop you right there as well, because we were just talking before this stream about how perfectionist you are and selective you are with your uploads on Behance, and how you know it's never perfect. What was Rufus saying about perfection? We were saying if it's not perfect, it's not worth showing.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, and
I agree completely.
If it's not perfect,
super high standards,
not worth showing. Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I love this. After yesterday's session with Joe and the perfectionism and organization, we have more today. So really this week we're getting our lives together. Everyone's impressed in the chat. But yeah, your projects are wonderful, and it's great to see your Behance.
Thank you.
I want to go back to that. Yeah.
Oh, I need to show you this. One of my favorite project is also a personal project about recipe as well, because I quite enjoy illustrating recipes. So it's about burger and also croissants, and
it's lunchtime break in the UK. So everyone's like, I'm joining it.
So we just like a little bit fun to look at the recipes in a different way. So anyway, yeah, that's all from me.
And we have some questions already. Jack is asking if you sketch these out before starting in Illustrator. Now, what is your process?
It's actually a cheating process, because I do actually start from digital, and then because clients want to see pencil sketch, so I just go back to pencil after the digital. So I just trace on top of it with my iPad. So I just trace it, so it looks like sketches, and then most of the time they look really nice, and they look just like I was really good drawing isometric, but they're not. They're actually computer based. So so I just cheat a little bit. So I just computer to generate some perfect shapes, and then you just retrace it. But I do like sketch a lot, and then sometimes because when the client sees there's something colored already, they thought, oh, that's finished, but no, they're not actually finished. So you just want them to get away from the look and the details, just to look at the concept. So it's a great way to gather some opinions and some ideas and like suggestion how to improve the concept.
And you were just talking about your age and experience, and Jackie
Ooh.
asked if you were always so. No, don't worry, it's not about your age. I would not pass on that question, guys. But Jackie is asking if you were always so graphic styled, and how your style, has just evolved through that experience you've had.
Actually, not actually, because my first project is a cover for computer art. It was like a fashion kind of very beautiful floral, and then I forgot to find it. But it's just completely different to this. But like once upon a time, you just like something struck your mind, and I thought it was great fun to create some alphabet. So which is here, so I can show you that one of my very first begin. So
Scroll all the way to the bottom. What everyone hates
yeah,
doing.
so this is, let me see how long is it. Oh, 2011. So so I thought it was great fun to create some like alphabet in isometric. I didn't really have any deadline, so I just felt happy. Whenever I felt happy, I just created them. Then whenever I just didn't feel like it, I just left it. So I didn't really have much of pressure, and just like one day, actually there are 26 letters, so it's enough to be an alphabet. So it's quite a lot of fun. And then ever since then, my style just changed completely. So you can see just getting really graphical and very architectural and then very dimensional as well. So and then starting to get more and more serious, and then something
Serious.
It's just getting serious. And then, but back then I didn't really use any 3D program. And then when the client started to ask, "Oh, can you create this in 3D?" I just got really panicked because I wasn't very good at it at all. I can only do like a cube and that's it. But you learn with your project. It's a very risky way, but if you didn't have a paid project to learn a program, you never actually have the pressure to learn something.
Sounds great, the perfectionism and also the drive to learn more. And we have Robert saying that you have a refreshing style. And
Thank you.
And who else do we have? Yeah, Caroline saying fantastic detail. I could look at these for ages. And then another question about perfectionism. What is perfect to you? So what is that kind of standard you have to upload on Behance, or to say, yeah, this is special?
Wow,
what makes them different?
That's like a question of what is love. It's like, what is perfection?
Okay, we can ask that next. We'll go on for 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't know actually, but you just need to feel like because everyone's idea of perfection is quite different, isn't it? As long as there isn't any like big mistake, like missing pixel, or it just looks like too busy or too sparse. You just, because everyone's got a different gauge. I think you just need to, like, once you're in the industry for a very long time, you kind of have your own measure, you have your own gauge, what is right, what isn't. So as long as you feel happy, and then you just need to please yourself and then put it on your portfolio, and then you don't need to ask anybody, but sometimes it's good too.
We have a lot of curious people about isometric and some of the program you have for us today. So do you want to tell us a bit more about what you'll be sharing?
Yeah. Okay. So are we going to study creating something? Oh,
sure, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're ready.
Okay.
Maybe can you just, before we do that, can you just show what you created when you were in Paris with us a few years back?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, of course. Just to
time traveling.
See.
Time travel.
Yeah.
The only kind of travel we get.
Does it bring back all the memory?
Yeah.
So we created this infographic, like quick infographic educational piece for all of our audience, and then just to just give them some idea of what we can what kind of brief we can give ourselves to have a little bit of practice, and then to do any subject about our house, technology, or the Internet of Things. Just lots and lots of things we can have a little bit of practice, or a little bit personal project. It doesn't have to be, because sometimes if you don't have that client project, and then you just have to have some self-initiating project to bring in the client project. So I think it's just a way that we are showing what can be done.
Yep, I really enjoyed that. That was really fun. And it was right. It was right at the beginning of, like, it was very new concept as well, the Internet of Things and stuff like that. So you brought a lot of information also with, you know, the thinking about behind it. Yeah.
That's great. Yep. And then, okay, I think we can talk about how to draw characters on the isometric angle, because quite often we see the characters in a very flat and very stocky. So how we can make the character look fun, or not as rigid, but maintain the right angle. So let me see previous characters. So what I have in the some example is the like, for example, in this one. So it's one of the example of having this isometric character. So you can see the character doing all sorts of stuff, and also this one. And then you can see that they're quite different to the characters on the front. So they are a lot more difficult, because you have to preempt the character like from the back and from the front and from the side. And they just have different movement as well. It's just too much more complicated than just a character of a flat background. So, and then this one, and I have this one, which is the animation is actually more difficult and more complicated, because you need to rig, and then you just need to understand the emotion of the character on that kind of the profile, without going into 3D. So we can use a Photoshop today to a little bit help to get the reference. Okay, let me see. Go on back to Photoshop. So here I have because previously I used views to create a few models, and then it's actually part of it, but I didn't have the app today. You can download it from the Creative Cloud as well. But I always use this model, and then you just drag it on the main screen, and then they just, like, from the beginning they look like something like this. So I used a very basic costume and a very basic style, because I don't really want all the clothing to cover up the body. So I want to see as much as possible of the limbs, and also the camera focus on the part of the body, because it can be quite, sometimes it can be quite invisible for you to guess the character, but we only use it as a reference. We don't use it as a style. So it doesn't really matter what kind of clothes that she's wearing or what kind of skin. But it helps sometimes if you want to create a fatter character. So it actually helps if you can bulk up the body a little bit. So let me see. Let me go to the current view. When you click on the current view, then you can click this one, and it kind of generates an angle without any perspective. So also like isometric style. So when you pan this camera, then you can get this character quite clearly. So today we're going to create a person doing kind of a balance act. Like, we're gonna get rid of this lady, so we're gonna have a new one. So we kind of we just want someone similar, but doing completely different. So you may say that, oh, we don't really have any reference. Then you just go onto the Photoshop, and then you go on to the skeleton, and then look for because like it's got loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of presets of all sorts of dance move, or any kind of move, or breakdance, or doing even fights, or even like a standing, or sleeping, or you can just do anything. But today we're going to do like a dance. So this one is very interesting. Can you see the little animation?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's very interesting. So you can, because apart from, we're trying to stay away from very boring position of the characters, so we want something refreshing. So let's see that.
This is very Sims-like.
Let me see.
Making it really enjoyable.
So if we choose this one, and then she's gonna have. So let's see if she can fit well in our little graphic. Okay, that's like not so much of the posture. Maybe let's see. She's gonna. If you drag it along, she will have more performance. Oh, this one will be interesting.
And Jing, we have a question from Harry who's asking if you're using a tablet and which kind.
I'm using a Wacom.
There you go, Harry.
I think it's a
Order one.
Yeah.
And then just to clarify for Jackie, where did the figure in Photoshop come from? So she didn't
It's
quite,
actually,
catch.
I know. It's like a very, let me see. So if you say, if you go to Fuse, there is like, it's called Fuse, and then you download the app, and I haven't installed it today because I created like years and years ago. Then you created the character. There are so many, you just like, it's very quick, like a few minutes only. And then after you create it, you save it on your library, on the Creative Cloud library, and then you just drag onto Photoshop. Because all the post-production is done within Photoshop. So I think you only create characters from Fuse, but you dress her, or you give them the skin, give them a style on Photoshop. But today we only want the posture. And then because if you want to look it up on Google, you might not get the angle that you want. So in here, we can get any angle that we want. And then, so to find the angle that fits us, so we're going to use this one. And I think that's perfect enough. What do you think? Okay.
Great.
Okay, so we'll just drag this one onto wrong one, sorry. This one. Okay. So we just add this person in. And then we'll name it reference. And that's the proper creative process start. So we're going to do a very simple. Let me see.
Yeah, so as also Tim mentions in the chat, Fuse is now called Mixamo, and Mixamo.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's a web service. So basically, it's you can animate 3D characters for games and more, and you can launch it right from within your Creative Cloud app.
Right, because I thought it used to be called Maximo, but I can't remember. But they changed the name to Fuse. So when it became part of the Creative Cloud app, but I'm not sure. So we're gonna we got head here. We decide the hairstyle later on, but we just need to get the position right.
This is a pretty cool way of doing it. You know, like many people also have these little, figures that like twist and like bend into the shape they want. But I like your, like full-on digital workflow.
Yeah.
It's like art school gone digital.
I know. And because we're getting lazier and lazier. And
That's
it's
not
just
lazy.
a way of
It's just
saving time. It's great to be more efficient. And now within the Illustrator, and then we're out of the Photoshop, you just don't have to follow whatever. You don't actually trace the character because you have your own style. So you just need to do the very simple things first and see if the posture is correct. And then once you decide the posture is correct, and then you just go on to finalizing the style and also the limbs, and then how the characters is doing, because you're the only one who can tell that when the character is right. And also some people have completely different character, like the head is like massive and the limbs could be quite small. So we're just using it as a reference.
That's exactly what Richard is saying. I've not only got my drawing board, but I found my wooden lay figure in the back of a cupboard. It would never maneuver into a pose like Jing's figure.
Oh,
So the things you can do.
exactly. So
Cameron says, I love this hack. And yes, we can hear the birds chirping from Rufus's
nice and beautiful
setup.
So chill.
That's why you're so zen.
Yeah, I'm so zen because I'm gonna show. Yeah, I'm gonna show everybody my actual view. What I'm actually looking at.
I think we should see that.
Here, but if I turn it around,
look at that! Look at that!
What a dream!
It's like Airbnb experiences. I'm not going to show mine because I'm moving, so it's just moving boxes. It's just cardboard. Very jealous. Everyone's saying, wow. Someone's saying, I thought you had to be Da Vinci to do this work.
Yeah.
Jing Da Vinci.
No, digital. It's not me, it's the program.
Yeah, I love this. I love this technique for taking, like making figure drawing.
Yeah, so now you can actually have a little bit more fun with the character because your basic is already there, and then you don't have to. Yeah, and then I try to be quick. Normally spend ages doing like knees and doing kneecap.
That's right, Adrian. Adrian says, thank you guys for sharing this, Jing. I've been using libraries in the 90s, then the internet for figure reference, but I had no idea what to use. I'm downloading it now. And yes, I remember in the late 80s and 90s, we still had like books full of these figure references. So basically you just went to the figure reference that you needed, and then you could use that as a, like a source. But
yeah, there are lots of things as well. And then I realized they don't cover most of the postures. They have a majority of them. They'll have hundreds or even thousands, I don't know. But then they're quite a lot of time because it's animation. You just drag to the point that you need. So I think it's quite convenient if you need to create something that is actually more fun to look at rather than like stock. Because a stock, isometric character usually get very digit standing in there doing nothing. So it is something a little bit more fun to look at. Like for example, like if you're doing like a yoga posture, that will be a lot more fun. And then you have lots of internet reference for the front-on yoga posture, but you can't get it from the angle, you can't find the angle. So this will be a lot more convenient. And then you don't have to follow the picture as well. So when I turn on the reference, it's just like, can I just actually make it completely different?
Sorry, there's a nest.
What's going on?
And the little birds are freaking out right now. Probably the mom just brought something back. So, can you hear it? Like
real life drama.
Real life drama, yeah.
Love this. And Tony's in the house. Tony Harmer joining us.
There we go. Tony, welcome. Hey, like that Fuse Miximo stuff, that could be a subject for a future stream, Tony. Just to put on your list.
You get the hint.
Oh yeah, I can hear the bird.
Yeah, it's kind of relaxing. We should do this. Have this every time. Not that you can control it, but.
Exactly.
Oh, it is on Tony's list, so yeah.
On the list, great. Any other requests? Jing, you can put some pressure on Tony. Show him how it's done.
Okay. Now it looks better.
That's right. The Tony Harmer Show will be on Thursday this week because
Oh, I'm
Emma
gonna
and
have
I
a look.
are taking Friday off.
Long weekend.
Yeah, the whole of Adobe is taking a day off.
That's really nice.
It is. Typically, we would have said, no, we stream on. But this time,
We stream on. We'll come back with even more. Come back with a bang on the next Monday.
So do you do like customized stream show for each country?
Yes. So we are
So,
streaming.
yeah.
Aren't we all like just streaming everywhere now? But yeah, I mean, Rufus has been going away, building this community, and we
That's
have
great.
our live streams in Germany, in France, in the UK, obviously with you, and
Yeah.
it's been growing. The family's just.
Yeah, because you previously you flew a lot, right? Before the lockdown.
that's right.
Hmm.
And yeah, and like also the Discord we've created for the community in the UK like has like almost 150 people in it. That's amazing. Like not even a
Oh.
week in. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a lot. It's a
So maybe Tim can put the link to the Discord again for everybody else that hasn't joined yet.
Yes.
Because
And there
Discord
was a lot of.
place is a really cool place to, you know, to keep the conversation going after the streams, ask questions, meet some of the guests.
yeah,
There's a lot
that
of
would be
questions
great.
for Joe as well yesterday after the very technical stream that we had, and Joe was super nice and joined in as well. So you can, you know, have this direct contact with artists if you want to have some extra questions and you're still kind of struggling after the stream. There's always some extra help on there. And again, thank you to everyone who's joined and sharing their tips and tricks in there. Jing, you'll have to join us as well. The
Yeah,
link will
of
be
course I
there.
will. Be.
We'd love to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Tom is asking if you use the same reference process for interior objects.
This one?
Yeah, so how, for example, what was the process for the rest of the scene you have there?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a lot of them. A lot of them is vector, and then some of them is a 3D program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 3D. Yeah, they very convenient. And then you're just turning into, especially for sketching, because I do lots of things on the iPad and just draw. I used to scan it in and then just trace it on top, but I don't do that anymore because of iPad. It's just so much easier that you can just draw on top of it.
So what 3D software you use? Is Cinema 4D or?
Yeah, Cinema 4D, and it's just very. Again, I can only use like a very small function of what is available. It just to suit my needs rather than an expert of it. So I think that the application I know the best is just Illustrator. I think I can just pretty much use anything of Illustrator. Apart from effect, which I don't know everything about, but apart from that, and almost, I think I pretty much know how to fix any problem. Or if you have any question of Illustrator, feel free to ask me. I've been using it for ages.
And Adrian here is saying, thanks guys, this is my first Adobe Live. Well, it's never too late. This is our 30-second stream from the sofa with UK guests. So welcome, never too late. And you'll see that this is a great creative community and we all stick together. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions, Adrian. We're here to answer all of them.
And then, okay, let's maybe have another posture, see if there's anything fun.
So you see, Emma, they're making us feel bad because we're not streaming on Friday. You know?
Guys, one Friday, let it go.
One Friday, come on.
We don't sleep. We'll have one cheat day. You'll miss us, but you can binge watch on all the replays.
Hey, Anna, welcome as well to you. Her first stream as well. Perfect. I love all these first-timers. But it's a really cool place to hang out 1 hour per day, except this Friday.
Yet again.
Then Monday to Friday. Yep.
So Jing, where are you at? Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm trying to find another posture, but somehow just
Okay.
probably not able to apply for some reason. Anyway. Maybe better if I just drag it.
Mm-hmm.
Marius, so we do have a lot of lives about photography. When was the last one, Emma?
So we had one with Ollie last week, Ollie Byrne, who joined us for his project on Mars, which you can watch again, but there'll be plenty more coming up for sure. So stay tuned.
Sorry, just going volleyball.
No worries, Jing. And thank you, Veli. That's really great feedback. I've been enjoying the live streams very much, and it has brought my creativity back. Thank you, guys. Well, thank you for joining us.
Would you refine this one instead? Do you use like color themes from the cooler, which is great, I think.
Awesome, yeah. And also the capture app there is on mobile devices is super useful to capture color themes out of images or photographs or just places, and create a color that is then automatically synced to the Creative Cloud library and to Illustrator, to Photoshop, to all of the applications so that you can use them.
Yeah, it's like a color palette of Mother Nature. How amazing.
Very inspired by the birds chirping and our Zen setup today.
We should have like a gong going every 10 minutes. Like.
A slight meditation at the end of this.
Right?
Adding some patterns. Jing's going all fancy.
So sometimes I'm just trying something, sometimes it might work, sometimes doesn't. I haven't rehearsed it, so there might be something completely wrong.
That's very good, Oliver. Oliver's going to spend the free Friday watching the first couple of streams that he missed because he was still working. Got to have his daily fix of Adobe. Great. So it's not, we're not taking off. We are giving you the opportunity to finally watch some replays. Right, Emma? Yeah.
Magic. Someone already said it's replay Fridays. Exactly. It's like throwback Thursdays, but we do throwback Fridays. Rich is saying it's first Adobe Live and I already learned 3 cool new things. Nice one.
That's a bit wrong with the color.
Making fashion decisions.
I know. Not a good one. I'm just adding a little bit details for the character to look right. Otherwise, it'll be too stocky.
Personality.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Not quite right.
Peter Pan colors are still in fashion, says Corey. Guys, no. This is the modern girl. We like her.
Okay. Charles is too red. There's actually lots of pressure when everyone's watching you draw.
Well,
Forget about it.
I'm not going to tell you how people are watching right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just me and Emma. And Tim is lurking in the background, just listening.
In a non-creepy way. But there's a lot of people. That's all you need to know.
Okay, let's see how this one compared to our.
Wow.
Okay, so it's quite different. And then just compare a little bit. Okay, the hands a little bit backward. That's better.
Yeah, and I think it was Jackie. Yeah, do you always keep the shapes separate in Illustrator? Or do you ever use a shape builder tool or Pathfinder tool to put them together?
Which shape?
Well, in this case, it's kind of important that they're separated because, like, otherwise you wouldn't have been able to move the arm up, like, above the head. So
yeah, I always keep them. Like I grip them. Some people just put them in layer. I think for me, gripping is a lot easier. Sometimes I just like when it's handy, I'll just use like a color pick tool. So white seems to be better, and then just lighter color. And then, okay, and some people probably too much. Too small. Maybe she should be holding something.
What are you going to create?
Maybe, oops, let me see. Maybe holding something like a book.
So is this an exercise you recommend? Should I be doing that right after the stream?
Yes, I lockdown exercise.
Okay.
The Illustrator part, right? Not the...
Oh, yeah.
Steal your...
You can try both. Have you guys done any exercise at all when you're locked down?
Absolutely. This is like, no. Movement, guys, movement.
Close my rings every day. Yep.
Oh, friendly reminder to go on a walk after this.
Exactly.
And I'm actually a part-time yoga teacher, so I can also crack on. Yeah, I'm inspired by your figures. I'm gonna have a play around. How are you finding it, Jing? The situation in the UK and being able to go out?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I'm quite worried about the when they sign to ease, and then we'll have to go back to square one again, and then with all the people infected, and it's quite a difficult situation that nobody's been through previously, and it's my first pandemic, so like just nobody knows. But I kind of understand the economy needs to be opened up again, but is that a rush? I mean, is it too soon? I don't know. Do you think it's too soon?
You have a little one at home as well. You were telling me about your
we're just debating that. She's just and then I have to look after her for half a day, and then I just work for the other half of a day, and it's quite intense. But we're kind of getting into the routine now, so everything just needs to be a very strict routine, and then even down to the minute. And then it's like after sometimes, and people say that just don't compensate your loss of productivity by working extra hours, because it's just so bad, because you don't know how the lockdown is going to end. It might be months, it might be a year. So it could be a long time like this, and then you can't just working day and night, and then especially with looking after the little one, and they're just going crazy, because when she goes back to a nursery, we might be able to free up some time again and do something. You just don't really have your own time. You just don't really have anything. I do lots of gardening previously, but now it's just completely no time at all. And then you can only work, and then while looking after your child, and then work, which is not great. And I kind of feel very jealous of people who don't have kids, and it's like a completely different world. It's like a paradise. You just Netflix and eat and Netflix.
That sounds so unhealthy. Don't worry, it's not ideal either.
I know.
No,
just don't
but
really
it is
know.
a tough situation to juggle.
Yeah. Because you don't have a little one, right? So it's probably easier.
I don't. That's why I'm keeping very quiet.
Yeah, and Rufus.
Full of admiration.
Are 17 and 19, so they're...
Well, they can sort themselves out, yeah. Yeah, they can walk, they can eat, they can do things themselves. But my one's only 1 year old, so you just have to be with her all the time. She needs interaction, and she needs to, she's very good sleeping, which is great. I'm really grateful for that. We sleep properly during the nighttime, but during daytime, you can't just work and look after the baby at the same time. It just doesn't work like that. You just have to be a routine. You can hear her shouting.
There you go. She knows we're talking about her.
You have the birds, you have the 1 year old.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of it. She might just walk in anytime in a baby walker.
We don't mind. The more the merrier.
Yeah, and she's very clingy as well. And then you just can't concentrate. Every time you're trying to do something, you just hear the shouting. And then he's like, wah! It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, whatever sound they're making, you just want to go outside. It's just really hard. And also, but when the nursery start open up again, you just don't know if you are going to send them back in or not. Because it's quite a lot of, it's just lots of bacteria. It's just like it's just a cluster of people. Yeah, and then you don't really want to risk your little one getting sick, and then they might bring home a disease as well.
It's definitely a tricky one.
And everyone in the chat is relating and sharing some tips on how they're dealing with the situation, which is really nice. And this is also part of their routine to making it, normal as it can be, and bringing a bit of routine to their day. So it's great to hear, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Those of you new to Adobe Live is typically from a studio where we invite the guests and they come to Munich,
with green screen,
to Paris, basically, yes, everything happens in a studio. So when this all came down, we decided that we needed to find a solution to continue supporting the creative community, and we came up with this idea of the streams from the sofa. And in Germany, we're at 37 now, and And I think in France as well, 37 in French. And we have, this is 32nd live stream from the sofa here with UK artists. So yeah, we're well over 100 streams since this all began. It's big numbers, Emma, right?
Big numbers, really throwing it out there.
Oh my God.
I just call it, give a title.
And many of you don't see us
workout.
when we meet like 20 minutes or 30 minutes before the stream. You know, that's where the crazy stuff goes on. Yes.
And then we kind of just focus, but really there's these outside hours where it's just behind the scene content that we should definitely put out there at some point.
Yeah. Like I always say, thank you to you, the community, who are coming so numerous to these live streams from the sofa with UK artists, because we do it for you. And like I always say, you make it real. So keep on coming, and we'll keep on coming here and presenting you great guests from the UK here, from Germany in Germany, and from France in France. Otherwise, there's the normal streams, like the US streams, that are like they're countless hours a day on behance.net/live. I like the European flair, Emma. What do you think? I mean,
I love it.
I mean, you started this job just when it came down, and when we
at the peak.
And when I interviewed you, we had no idea that this was going to happen, right? So it was a big surprise.
We just pick things up, and who knows what's going to happen now. So it's the best experience it can be, the unknown. And we're going with it, and we're having a lot of fun, which is great. We just talked for 5 minutes. We're chatting away, and then look at you go. What happened? I know, right? We're just like, sorry. Lockdown workout.
Yeah.
What's everyone saying in the chat? Enjoying this? Oh my goodness. This is good for setting up time for lunch too. Lunch break. Ooh, Richard is asking if you would add shadows to the figures. Is that something that you do as well?
I could try actually. Oh, but sometimes I think, I take feedback and then I implement.
Oh, I love it.
Take it on board. Yeah.
It's not an interview, but you're nailing it. I don't know what job you're applying for, but you got it. Yes, Linda is saying, great job for juggling young ones and creative work.
I know, it's tough. If anyone's juggling as well, just salute to you. It just... But I think we all manage. We just don't know how long this is going to be. And it's quite different. But you're actually happier, much happier. But also you're more stressed as well. But it's just part of life. So... And I know some of my friends, they juggling with two babies, more difficult. And my next door having 3, and so it's just more difficult for some people, and then they're very young as well. And then I think some people need to homeschool as well. Well, lucky for Rufus, you probably don't have to homeschool because they're old enough. And then some people, they just have to homeschool and then do part of their job, and they just have to get into the new routine, and must be tough.
Yeah, at that age, like the 17 and the 19-year-old, they don't even come to me with questions because they probably think, oh, what would he know?
Yeah.
So you just deal with arrogance now.
Exactly.
Well, unless they have questions about Photoshop.
Yeah. One day they'll appreciate all this knowledge, Rufus. Don't you worry.
No, I'm exaggerating. They're really good kids.
So Jing's adding the shadows, Richard. Hope you're
you're satisfied.
happy to see. Yes. It's being implemented, as Jing would say.
Exactly.
Or executed.
That's right, Corey. And this is something that, we frequently forget, but Corey says, but also if you don't have kids, being on your own is tougher. I'm thankful for the family and creative community. That's right, because many of us are truly alone. And this is definitely something that, we always say, take care of your family and your blah, blah, blah. But there's so many of us who are actually alone. And yes, so like I always say, if you feel alone, if you feel like you need a chat, I'm always here as well. I sometimes have like open rooms on Discord. I just open a Zoom room and people would come and we just chat,
That's great.
So check out the Discord. I haven't done it in the UK yet, but it could be an idea.
Plenty of ways to connect with the community.
And Jing, I'm sorry to say, but you have about 4 minutes left.
Right. I'm just, wasting so much time.
It seems like it's going well. Not at all.
Doing this bloody shape of the shadow, I just never feel happy. Because it's like a very strange position.
Movement.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that actually helped. What do you think? It's quite weird, right? Make it a little blur.
Maybe.
Just start blurring everything. We'll sort it out.
Exactly.
I'll just smudge a little bit and then it's like...
Oh, that's better.
So no, Kirsty, there's not an open room in Discord. It's just that I sometimes go there and post a link to a Zoom meeting, and then whoever's there can join.
Just hang out.
Yeah, just hang out.
Okay, lockdown workout. Hey.
All right.
I love how you just zoomed out so much that we can't see the shadows anymore. Like, that worked.
You found it. Exactly.
Like, this is looking great, and we're all like, "Great!" There was so much work went into this.
Yeah. Man, shadow is very tricky, especially with character. Sometimes yeah.
Right. Any final words? We have the Discord that needs to be shared again to make sure that everyone joins in after this. And Jing, hopefully you can join us as well. So
yep, of course, definitely.
You can ask some questions on the session today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this.
Yay.
More
exciting
tricks.
And just maybe one last question to you, Jing, from James. So first of all, so talented. Followed, would you use After Effects to animate it? Is this what is being used? Like,
or is that your partner who comes in?
Is it my James?
You're like, I go poke someone.
I'm not going to answer that one. This is my James.
Right, everyone just get a James then. Solution done. No, everyone's been really enjoying the session, so it's great. We are coming up to time, so if there was any final words, Jane, that you wanted to share, this is your moment.
Right. My husband's doing a show for See No Evil tonight at about 8 o'clock UK time on the See No Evil. It's called seenoevil.tv, and they're interviewing Swarovski. It's called the studio in America. So they're going to have it's called Dreams with Swarovski. So yeah, if you have nothing else to do, feel free to join in.
If you want to post the link, into the meeting here, and so Tim can put it in the chat.
Yeah, let me see. I think it's called. Let me see.
Or maybe Tim is going to be so fast that he finds it himself.
Oh, right. It's seenoevil.tv. I think, sorry, it's on YouTube, I think. Let me see.
Michael's giving feedback to James as well now. This is just growing into... This is brilliant. We have people joining from Canada. Thanks from Canada. Brilliant.
Canada's waking up, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. What a way to have breakfast.
Yeah.
Just getting started for the day.
UK artists.
Yes.
Anyway, it's on YouTube called C-No-A4. I can't find the link, but they have a few other sessions. They previously.
Well, you know what, Jing? You can join the Discord and put the link there.
Right. I
There
can
we go.
join.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
We'll-
Okay.
All right. Oh.
We'll make
Yeah.
sure to share the link after. Don't worry.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Okay, here. Okay. Oh, that's weird. I see myself.
Okay.
Wait. Probably.
Inception.
Loop. Right, folks. Okay, we have
Right.
everyone
I'll
saying
post the
bye,
link.
saying thank you. Some great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for inviting. It's great fun. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for the session again, and everyone. We're back tomorrow from 12 to 1. So as usual, we said throughout this hour multiple times that we do this daily, and tomorrow will be our 33rd stream. Rufus, are you excited?
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Once again.
Every day we do another stream, I'm excited. And I'm excited to see that we're again over 1,000 watching this stream today. So thank you for joining us. And yeah, we will be back tomorrow for more inspiration from great creatives.
Thanks, Jing. Thanks,
Great.
everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thanks. Bye.